Today's lesson is called Robot Dolphins Offer Ethical Alternative for Marine Parks. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
I am Roger, and today we're going to talk about dolphins. You know, those cute little cetaceans that swim around in the ocean and the ones that you can see in aquariums all over the place. I think they have some dolphins at Ocean Park in Hualien there. But we're not actually talking about real dolphins today, are we?
No, that's why we're using this word robot. Robot dolphins. And also, you said aquariums there. You also said ocean parks. You can also say marine parks. But basically, what we're talking about here is zoos for animals that live in the water, and some people think zoos are bad for animals, and marine parks are bad for aquatic animals or marine animals. But hey, maybe these critters, these fake critters, I should say, will solve this entire problem. You can go to a marine park there, and instead of looking at a real dolphin, you can look at a fake dolphin, a robot dolphin, and still get the same experience or a pretty good approximation thereof. Maybe robot dolphins will offer that ethical alternative that we're looking for in this situation. Anyways, folks, let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a short break. Let's read the article. Then we'll come back and start discussing it.
Robot dolphins offer ethical alternative for marine parks. Few creatures have delighted people as much as dolphins have. This animal's intelligence and playfulness have made it the star attraction at marine parks around the world, where it is trained to perform complicated stunts for the amusement of visitors. However, many parks have seen falling revenues in recent years because of ethical concerns and the high costs of keeping large marine animals. Responding to these issues, one company has come up with a solution: robot dolphins.
大家好，标题中我们看到形容词 ethical 指道德的、伦理的，例如 Children often need guidance in making ethical decisions. 孩童在做道德抉择时通常需要人指引，或是 The geneticists' research raised a number of ethical questions. 那名遗传学家的研究引起了一些道德方面的质疑。另外，这个字的字首加上 un 就成了反义形容词 unethical， 意思是不道德的。举例来说 The company has been criticized for its unethical business practices. 这间公司因不道德的商业行为而遭受批评。再来，我们看到单字 marine， 这个字是形容词，指海洋的、海深的、海事的，像是 Colin went scuba diving in Australia because he has always been fascinated with marine life. Colin 去澳洲玩水肺潜水，因为他一直对海洋生物深深着迷。或是 The area is a sanctuary for marine wildlife. 这个区域是海洋野生动物保护区。另外，补充一个相关单字 aquatic, A-Q-U-A-T-I-C, aquatic 指水生的、水上的。举例来说 Beverly is a skilled swimmer who loves aquatic sports. Beverly 是个热爱水上运动又很会游泳的人。接下来我们看到名词 revenue 指收益、各项收入。例如 In order to raise revenue, the company doubled the price of a few of its products. 为了提高收益，该公司旗下某些产品涨价了2倍。
Okay, let's talk about the title first. It is Robot Dolphins Offer Ethical Alternative for Marine Parks. We did touch on some of the words here before we began our lesson today, but let's talk more specifically about some of these words. The first word we're going to talk about is ethical, which is kind of similar to moral, okay? Knowing what is right, the right thing to do in life, and knowing what's wrong and not doing the wrong thing. So, yeah, maybe we think that keeping dolphins in an aquarium is wrong. They're creatures. They should be free to swim in the ocean blue. And it's unethical, maybe, to keep dolphins in captivity. And you can think of all sorts of ethics. Like if you're a lawyer, of course, you'll need to know legal ethics, things that you should do and that you shouldn't do.
Lawyers, they have to deal with real people who have or who have not committed criminal acts and stuff like that, who have broken the law or who have not. So yeah, very often they have to deal with ethics and ethical conundra and stuff like that. So that's what this adjective ethical has to deal with. Now, here we also have the word alternative. We have an alternative. But what is an alternative in this particular situation? It's another option. It's something else that you can do. So some people, they think that zoos are bad. They think aquatic parks are bad. Marine parks are bad because they're not good for the animals. Well, here's another choice, another option. Here is an alternative.
Right, so maybe, for example, you've been riding your scooter to work for a long time, but it's getting harder and harder to find parking near your office. So maybe you're looking for an alternative form of transportation. Maybe you can take a U-bike or ride the bus or whatever. So yeah, we're looking for alternatives for dolphins, and that's what robot dolphins are offering us, an alternative or another choice that we'll see at marine parks. Marine, of course, has to do with the ocean.
Let's start reading. Okay, few creatures have delighted people as much as dolphins have. It's true, dolphins are really smart, they're really cute, they're really, really delightful. Yes, they have brought joy to countless human beings, me included. Anyways, dolphins are delightful. They have delighted people the world over. By the way, if you delight someone, you bring them great entertainment and joy and fun. That's the idea here. Dolphins are fun. If you see a dolphin, they might even smile at you, make a sound at you. They might tease you a little bit. Oh my goodness, dolphins. They will delight you. They are delightful creatures.
They certainly are, and this animal's intelligence and playfulness have made it the star attraction at marine parks around the world, where it is trained to perform complicated stunts for the amusement of visitors. So yes, this is an animal that has a high amount of intelligence, which means basically it's very, very smart, and it's also playful. Playfulness here is the noun, being playful. And these two things, the fact that it's smart and the fact that it's playful, has made the dolphin the star attraction. People just love to go see the dolphin performance during the day. They schedule maybe 4 or 5 performances during the day. So you need to make sure you get there on time to see the dolphin show.
There you go. Boy, are dolphins intelligent, by the way. Intelligence is the noun. Intelligent is the adjective. Like right now, I've got a student in one of my classes who is very intelligent. She is extremely intelligent. She's very good at math. She has a high level of intelligence. And I've seen evidence of intelligence with dolphins myself. When you are on the open ocean in a boat, whereas fish are always very wary of humans and they swim away, dolphins might swim up to the boat there and they might want to talk to you and they make sounds. They don't talk, of course, but they try to interact and they're curious and they show signs of intelligence and curiosity. It's very, very interesting. Anyways, moving on, the next sentence says, many parks have seen falling revenues in recent years because of ethical concerns and the high costs of keeping large marine animals. So there you go. These parks, they've seen falling revenues. They don't make as much money as they used to because of, one, people have ethical concerns about keeping these dolphins in these tanks, in these marine parks, and also it's expensive to keep those large marine animals in those tanks.
Yep, revenue just refers to the amount of money that you take in, your income or your revenue. And here we're treating it as a countable noun. So responding to these issues, one company has come up with a solution. They have a solution, and it's the solution of robot dolphins. Dolphins that are machines, which we'll talk about now in the next part of our lesson.
Edge Innovations is developing robot dolphins that look and act like the real thing. The US-based engineering company, which also built the aquatic creatures for movies such as Free Willy and Anaconda, believes that these remote-controlled robots will be able to replace live animals at aquariums and marine parks without worries about cruelty. Their first creations have already been able to fool audiences who believed that the swimming robots were real.
第二部分我们看到单字 cruelty 这个字是名词，指残忍、虐待、残酷行为，像是 cruelty to classmates will not be allowed at the school 在这间学校，残酷对待同学是不被允许的，或是The poor dog had suffered cruelty from its previous owner. 那条可怜的狗遭受前任饲主的残忍对待。再来，我们看到名词 creation 指创作品、创造物、创立、创造。例如 Jessica let her son lead her into the living room to see his creation. Jessica 让她儿子带她到客厅看看她的创作品。或是 The volcanic eruption led to the creation of a new island. 一座新岛屿因火山喷发而形成。另外，这个字的字首加上 re 就成了不可数名词 recreation 指娱乐、消遣，像是 They like to play chess for recreation. 他们喜欢下西洋棋作为娱乐。
Hello, I am Robot Jeff. I'll be your teacher today. Yeah, that's kind of like what a robot in your imagination might sound like. Robots, though, have become increasingly sophisticated in the last few years, and people think they've gotten sophisticated enough that they could replace certain animals, like dolphins even. So instead of going to a marine park and seeing a real dolphin and being kind of blown away, you could go to a marine park and see a fake dolphin, a dolphin that's actually a robot, and kind of have the same experience. How interesting. Yes, Edge Innovations is developing robot dolphins that look and act like the real thing.
Yep, that's the name of this company, Edge Innovations, and the US-based engineering company, which also built the aquatic creatures for movies such as Free Willy and Anaconda, believes that these remote-controlled robots will be able to replace live animals at aquariums and marine parks without worries about cruelty. That is a very long sentence there, but basically from this sentence we learn that this company, Edge Innovations, is a United States-based engineering company. And they also built these creatures that live in the water. They're aquatic creatures like snakes and whales. The movies were Free Willy. I think that was a movie about orca whales. And Anaconda, of course, is that big snake in South America. So I guess they were able to make mechanical snakes and mechanical whales. And yes, this company believes that these remote-controlled robots might be able to replace those real animals at aquariums and marine parks, so we don't have to worry about cruelty.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about cruelty for now, but what point do we have to worry about cruelty? Because maybe one day the robots become conscious and they say, hey, please stop hurting me and stop making me do all this stuff. You're being so cruel to me. Hey, ethical issues, they might just crop up once again in the future. But for now, these robots, they don't live in the water, but they do apparently operate in the water, and they do a very good job of mimicking the real thing. Anyways, cruelty, that's the act of being very nasty to someone or something. If you're being cruel to someone, let's say, by the way, cruelty is the noun, cruel is the adjective. If you are being cruel to someone, you might be intentionally inflicting pain on that person or thing. It can be intentional or it can be unintentional. Anyways, let's learn some more about Edge Innovations. Their first creations have already been able to fool audiences who believed that the swimming robots were real. Now, were they able to fool these audiences when they saw these creatures on the silver screen or when they were at marine parks? That is not clear at this particular point. Anyways, here we have a creation. Here we're not talking about something that has been created by, Mother Nature or something like that. We're talking about something that has been invented or made by a company like Edge Innovations.
Yep, for example, the painting Soft Construction with Boiled Beans was an artistic creation by Salvador Dali. Okay, so yes, indeed, one of these creations, or at least their first creations, were able to fool audiences. They actually thought that those dolphins were real. Figure that out. Okay, let's move on now to the third part of our lesson for today. We'll listen first.
There is one catch, though. The robots are currently estimated to cost $3 to $5 million a piece. Still, many believe that this is a small investment for an ethical alternative. What's more, if robot dolphins are a hit, we may soon be able to see robot sharks, killer whales, and other creatures at marine parks and aquariums worldwide. These dolphins may be just the beginning.
最后第三部分，我们看到片语 There is a or one catch， 表示有一个隐藏的问题，暗藏的不利因素，像是 If that man is selling his house so cheaply, I'm sure there is a catch. 那个人如此贱价出售他的房子，我相信其中必有诈。
So, problem solved, right? Let those dolphins go. Free them. Let them swim freely in the Atlantic Ocean and in the Pacific Ocean, wherever. Let the robots take their place. Those robots, they're deceiving audiences already. Why inflict cruelty on real dolphins? So yes, these problems, these ethical issues have been solved, right? Well, there's a catch. Yeah, there is one catch, though. The robots are expensive. The robots are currently estimated to cost $3 to $5 million a piece. So there you go. So the problem is solved. Not quite. There is one catch.
Yep, kind of a hidden expense or something. Like if you buy a new smartphone for maybe $500 NT, well, the catch is that you need to sign a 3-year contract with the telecommunications provider there. That's the catch there. So yeah, here's the catch. It sounds wonderful to have these robot dolphins, but unfortunately the catch is they're very expensive. Each one costs $3 to $5 million a piece, or for just one. But still, many people believe that this is a small investment for an ethical alternative. Yes, maybe in the long run, they can actually save money by not having to buy all that fish food for the dolphins. And what's more, if robot dolphins are a hit, if they're successful, if people like them, we may soon be able to see robot sharks, killer whales, which are also referred to as orcas, and maybe some other creatures like seals, or maybe sea urchins, or squid, or cuttlefish, or whatever. That would be quite fantastic.
That would be. I would love to see a cuttlefish in robot form. That would just blow me away. Anyways, these dolphins may be just the beginning. So, hey, they're expensive now, but who knows if Edge Innovations starts selling these things like hotcakes, the price might come down and everything might just work out. And yes, maybe this ethical issue might work itself out. I'm hoping it does. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to end our lesson and to hear from the Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第一部分有一个句子写到 However, many parks have seen falling revenues in recent years. 然而许多海洋公园近几年都面临了收益不断在减少。好，句子里面用到动词 see， 在这边不是看的意思哦。 see 可以用来表达经历或是见证，这时候它的意思就跟 experience 很相近。那么 see 在这个用法当中是及物动词，而它的主词通常是事物。例如 The industry has seen enormous changes over the past 2 decades. 这个产业在过去20年间经历了重大转变。好，另外课文句子里面有一个补充单字是 revenue， 它是表达收益啊，各项收入。那我们来学习它的字首字根。首先 vent 和 venue 这一类的字根表示 come， 它就有来、到来或是出现的意思。像 event 活动事件，还有 invent 发明，这些字都会跟那种到来出现有关，所以应该很容易看出这个字根的语义。那么在 revenue 这个字当中，它的字首 re 表示 back 往回，那么 venue 这个字根表示 come 到来，所以从字面意思来看就是 come back 回来。那其实 revenue 就是用来表达说因为投资而在回收的收益，可以拿回来的收益收入。好，那我们就顺便补充几个有这一类字根的单字哦。第一个是 avenue，好，它的字首 A 表示朝向，字根 venue 表示到来。那么 avenue 它原本呢是指通行的道路，是军事用语。那么后来则是用来指说通往乡间别墅的道路。那因为这个道路两旁常常会有树木林立，于是就衍生出这种林荫大道啊、大街的意思。那它也可以指途径方法。好，第二个补充的是 advent advent， 它的字首 ad 表示 to 朝向的意思，字根 vent 表示到来。那么从字面意思来看就是 come to 嘛，所以 advent 它就有这种问世出现的意思咯。第三个补充的是 prevent， 它的字首 pre 表示事先，在什么之前。那么字根 vent 表示出现。好，在某事物出现之前，你就先去干预阻止它发生，用这样的方式应该很容易联想到 prevent 它有阻止、防止、制止的意思。第四个补充的是 intervention intervention， 好，它的字首 inter 就表示在什么之间，字根 vent 表示出现，那么 ion 是名词字尾。好，在什么之中出现，出现在什么什么当中，那就表示介入其中嘛，所以 intervention 它就有干预、介入的意思了。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Alternative. The restaurant offers a number of meat-free alternatives for vegetarians. Marine. Dolphins, sharks, and whales are marine animals. Delight. Getting a puppy for her birthday delighted Sandra's daughter. Intelligence. Despite his considerable intelligence, Cecil did poorly on the exam. Cruelty. It angered me to see the prisoners treated with such cruelty. Creation. The artist was particularly proud of his latest creation.
Discussion Starter starts now!
Okay, here's our discussion starter for today. The question is, do you think a robot dolphin could ever replace the real thing? Why or why not?
I doubt that robot dolphins will ever be able to replace real ones. First, the best humanoid robot, I believe, is a robot called Sophia. And that robot is nothing like a human. It can have a conversation with you, but within 30 seconds you can tell it's not a human, okay? So I'm pretty sure a robot dolphin, you'd be able to tell that something was wrong pretty quickly. So maybe you'll be able to fool a kid who's never seen a real dolphin in the wild. But for anyone who's seen a real dolphin in the wild, a robot dolphin is just not going to fool them. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I disagree. I think robot dolphins could definitely replace real ones if they continue to work on the technology, and we're making improvements all the time. And I think actually people would prefer robot dolphins eventually because the robot dolphins could probably do a lot more than real ones.
Well, everyone, today's article has come to an end, and I sure hope you guys enjoyed reading and learning along with us. I am Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.